When the Golden State Warriors lost back-to-back games in New York by a combined 68 points, they'd hit rock bottom. And with Steph Curry not coming to save them like he always does, they had to figure things out very quickly. And luckily, they've done exactly that. Because 3 games later, and the Warriors are on their longest winning streak of the season, yes, after beating the terrifying Grizzlies, the Hornets, and the Jazz. And the craziest part about all of this, they just beat the Utah Jazz largely thanks to this man. Allow me to introduce you guys to Golden State's newest shooter. And when I say shooter, I don't say it lightly. Patrick Baldwin Jr. is absolutely lethal from 3-point range, and Utah just found that out the hard way, because despite only playing 12 minutes, PBJ scored 11 points and was a game-high plus 13 in just 11 minutes. It starts with the Warriors trailing by 10 in the second quarter. Draymond gets the ball in the post, and the key detail here is PBJ staying active and moving to the right spot. If he stays planted in the corner, Olynyk can cover the pass, but PBJ gets on the move, gets the ball, and shoots with no hesitation over the outstretched arm of a 7-footer. Just pause it here. He shoots right over Kelly Olynyk. Then a couple of minutes later, Loon is doing what Loon does, attacking the offensive glass, which frees up PBJ for a second chance 3, and it's money once again. But he wasn't done, because late in the third quarter, with Utah having a chance to bring the lead to 10 points, PBJ steals the ball on a Clarkson pass, runs the floor, and throws it down. This was a huge play for the Warriors' momentum, because they then went on a run to start the fourth quarter, and guess who was involved? Yes, PBJ again. And this play in particular is what gets me really excited. Here PBJ sets a screen on Markkanen for a pick and pop. Lowry loses him for a second, and PBJ is able to rise up and shoot over the top of him. This is particularly exciting because at nearly 7 foot, as PBJ develops, he could also be a roll threat, making him a nightmare to guard in these situations. But PBJ wasn't the only lesser-known Warriors player to star against Utah either, because we'll talk about Ty the GOAT Jerome. Yes, Ty Jerome is good. But let's give Draymond some love, because once again, he absolutely dominated a game. And we've seen this before, but Ty Jerome's reaction to watching Draymond dominate a game says it all.
What he did tonight was one of the most unreal performances I've ever seen. On the defensive end, like, he was spectacular. Like, you know, you felt comfortable pressuring the ball because you knew Draymond would figure it out behind you. And when you have a guy like that in year whatever who has 4 rings giving his all, you have no choice but to follow suit.
Just to give an indication of what Ty means, here's Markkanen with the ball. Olynyk sets a pick, and Ty goes for a steal, trying to be aggressive and prevent the 3. He does this because, well, Draymond is sliding over to force the miss, or in this play where Conley breaks free, gets the floater up, which is then rebounded by Olynyk, and who else but Dre is there to meet him at the rim. These 2 plays were cool, but they are nothing in comparison to this play. I'll just let the clip speak for itself. In case you couldn't quite see it from that angle, Conley breaks down the defense again, Dre slides over to prevent the floater before somehow sliding over to block a cutting Vanderbilt in a split second. That's a superhuman play from a superhuman defender who has stepped up huge without Steph over the last few games. Oh yeah, and if you realized, those 3 plays were all in the last couple of minutes of the game. But just to truly appreciate what Draymond has done in the absence of Steph, he's led the Dubs to the best defensive rating in the league the last 3 games. It hasn't been the offense that has carried them, it's been the defense. Draymond might not be able to put up 30 points a night, but when his team needs him most, there is not a defender in the league you would rather have. It's not just been Dre though, because Jonathan Kuminga also deserves credit for his defense. He was incredible against Charlotte, and once again against Utah, he was very active. Like on this play where Kuminga is hedging over on Alexander Walker, and the minute Olynyk makes the pass to a cutting Vanderbilt, JK is there to deter him at the rim. Or on this play where it was more great anticipation to read Conley and somehow poke the ball free of Olynyk. These are some plays you've seen Draymond make consistently over the years, and with that being said, it's not surprising that a player who is recognizing this improvement in Kuminga's game is Draymond, because this is what he said after the game. He effing locks up now. I think it's very impressive to see. Not that you never thought he was capable, but to see the maturity and buying into a role like, oh, that's my role. That's what I need to do. I'm going to do that better than anyone. What I like about this quote is it could be said for multiple of the Warriors' young guys. Wiseman, Kuminga, and Moody are all starting to buy into their roles, and instead of focusing on how many points they can score, how many stops can you make, how many rebounds, or how many right decisions can you make on offense seems to be more important to these guys, and that's what's going to keep them on the court, evidenced by Kuminga getting crucial minutes over the last month of play. Now, speaking of making right decisions, that's what Ty Jerome is making a very good habit of doing. Ty is now averaging 7 points on nearly 50, 40, 90 this season, which is really good in under 20 minutes a game. But he's scoring. Yes, Ty Jerome's scoring has been crucial over the last 3 games in particular, in which he's averaged 12 points a game. But against Utah, he made a huge difference. With the Dubs down by 10 points and 2 minutes left in the third, Ty went on to score 7 points in 2 minutes, exploiting Colin Sexton with some help from James Wiseman as well, but Ty's ability to probe the defense in the pick and roll and use soft touch around the rim was everything you look for in a steady guard off the bench. This is the same guy who shot 42% on over 5 3 attempts a game in his second year for OKC. If he can be a 40% three-point shooter whilst running a few pick and rolls alongside James Wiseman and handling the ball alongside one of Jordan Poole or Donte DiVincenzo, that's exactly what the Dubs have been looking for. I just didn't expect them to find it in Ty Jerome, but he's been great. And do I need to mention Donte DiVincenzo again? He's now scored 15 points or more in 5 of his last 7 games. And would you be surprised to hear that he has the best win percentage of any of the Dubs players? In his 26 games, the Warriors are 16-10, with it largely down to the fact he has the clear best plus-minus off the bench, and just brings everything to this Dubs team. Playmaking, shooting, defense, everything you can ask for in a backup guard. Donte DiVincenzo has that. He's amazing. That's all I've really got to say. If you enjoyed the video, a like would be greatly appreciated. Subscribe to the channel for more. Have a great day. Bye.